Hey, my name is Alexander Bowman, and this is my Persuasive Technology Hear It. So my goal with Hear It was to create an app that would persuade users to incorporate music listening into their daily routines, so that they could gain some of the benefits of music listening. What are these benefits? Well, through my research, I found that music listening can actually help to curb the effects of depression, increase physical activity, limit a sense of pain in some individuals. Mentally, it can help to boost the perceived mood, and then improve cognitive performance. So again, my goal is to persuade users to listen to music. Um, I did this by focusing on persuasive techniques, things like tailoring, reduction, Fogg's behavior model, um, and then social incentives. So my target user, like I discussed, older adults. I found a article by the National Institute of Health that reported that 15% of community dwelling elders, this is people in retirement homes or things like that, experience clinically significant levels of depression. I thought this was a crazy statistic, so clearly there's a need for this app. Common difficulties in this user group: fine motor skills as we get older, hand-eye coordination isn't our strong suit. There's not a lot of elderly people that are known for their fluidity of movement. Memory, again, as we get old, our memory gets worse. So remembering, hey, where does this button take me? Hey, where am I going? How an app works, etc., is a difficulty. Eyesight, again, as we get older, our eyesight deteriorates. So focusing on a elder-friendly interface and design is very important. I found this article here, which I pulled this image from, which shows a elder-centered healthcare app, which you'll see here. Big text, big buttons, very clearly laid out. In the same article, I found it very interesting. There are certain colors that elderly people see better, or it's easier on their eyes, which you'll see later. I try to use this shade of green and blue in my design. Interactivity, I found that a lot of elderly people suffer from a sense of disconnection or a lack of community. So I tried to include some social incentives to persuade them or motivate them to come back to the app. User persona, this is Miss Evelyn Moore. She's 72 years old. She'd like to feel more energetic, gain some of the benefits of music listening, get back to being active, connect with the community, experience less chronic pain, and then kind of bridge the divide between her and the younger generation, like her grandson, through music. Barriers for her: she's forgetful as she's elder, she's unfamiliar with technology, and then typical physical limitations. Tasks, she would like to listen to music for at least 30 minutes a day. She'd like to be able to keep track of this time listen so she can hit the goal, and then listen while doing other activities and staying active. Frustrations for her: apps that are too complicated, a bunch of unnecessary information or different things, apps with an unfamiliar layout, so things she's not used to, kind of trying to keep it streamlined and tunnel them to one specific end, and then text and buttons that are too difficult to read. To talk a little bit more about my design here, so I try to streamline the UI, remove some unnecessary buttons and things, while also including things like social incentives. So hey, your friend Evelyn's on a roll. She just completed her goal, which is a 14-day streak. Goal setting again. Wouldn't you like to do the same? I also try to follow Fogg's behavior model. So kind of tailoring my app to the user's needs, removing issues for them not to use it, getting my user in the app, and then setting things like goal, social incentive to foster a sense of motivation in the user. And then I aim to trigger a behavior with notifications, prompts, etc. I actually found an article discussing gamification in elders as well. It showed gamification could improve perceived mood again, sense of well-being, and then actually some cognitive enhancements or improvements. So I work to include some levels of gamification tied in with the social aspect as well. Here is my account creation. You'll notice again those colors that I used. I try to make the text and buttons much larger. You'll notice tailoring here, as the user can select specific genres they're interested in, and I try to tunnel the user to one end goal, which is to start listening. This is the goal pop-up screen. Hey, did you know that users who set a goal are more likely to come back? User can set their minutes, days, a little bit more information down here. I'm going to show them a progress bar. Hey, let's see how you're doing. You're almost there. Keep it up. A little bit of motivation. Notifications here. I want to include a quote. Consistency is a beautiful word. Why don't you listen to a song? And then also important to touch on, I'd like the app to integrate with the user's calendar or other time management software or applications. Hey, looks like it's time for your morning walk. Why don't you listen to some music? User flow. We kind of saw this earlier. The user open the app and they're greeted by a goal screen. It says, hey, did you know that users who set a goal are more likely to come back? The user commits to a goal and then they begin listening. So my top takeaways in this class. First, persuasive features really are everywhere. While I was making this, I got a notification from DoorDash saying, hey, you're nearby this restaurant. They're having a sale. Why don't you spend some money? Which I thought was really interesting. Different users have different needs. It sounds obvious to say, but switching from a younger population to an older population or demographic, older users need things like big text, big buttons, etc. that are completely counterproductive for younger users. And then more than a single persuasive features. It's not just gamification. It's not just social incentives. It really is a culmination of everything. And yeah, that's about all. Thank you.